statistics guys are showing up. Gavin did an outstanding job with the first half statistics, keeping up with that. Looking at the punting, that's been a little bit of a thing I would guess would be a little bit of a heartburn with the winds tonight. However, tonight the East Mississippi punting unit 3 punts for 39.3 and Jones 2 punts for 36. Extra points or field goals have been a little bit of an issue as East Mississippi attempted a field goal there at the end of the first half, but the holder was unable to get the ball down for the attempt. So that's why we're all knotted up 14-14 here at the halftime. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout and come back, and we'll have the beginning of the second half. You're listening to EMCC football on the East Mississippi Football Network.
Are we clear, Jaron? All right, Jaron. Thought, which we had issues getting connected, and I think it's all the rain.
They're having internet problems here.
Okay. Welcome back to Sullivan-Windham Field. Both teams now out on the field as we get set for second half action here in Scooba, Mississippi. We're all knotted up at 14 apiece, and this is a good ball game, so to speak. If you're looking at a score and you're looking at competitiveness, but, you know, this is something that EMCC, this is a rare territory for EMCC to be deadlocked, 14 apiece at halftime. Of course, you go back to last year, and, you know, Jones, you know, had a competitive advantage, and it was a close game. But you got to go to the drawing board. And Glenn, if you're your offensive and defense coordinator, what are some of the things on each side of the ball you got to correct here in the second half?
Well, you got to tackle. It's been the name of the game. That's been the heartburn for the defense is tackling. Offensively, you've got to catch the football. We've got way too many drops there in the first half. But, Jason, you know, you and I have done a lot of football over the years together, and we've seen a lot of crazy things. But I don't think we've ever seen a game as evenly matched as this one. Rushing yards, 74 for both teams. Mm-hmm. Passing yards, 191 for both teams. Both teams. Total yards of offense, 265, and the score is 14-14.
And Jones will get the football to start the second half as EMCC will tee the football up. Taylor Crabtree, 5'8", 170. Or excuse me, Grayson Pontius, I beg your pardon, is going to tee it up. Pontius has the kickoff and punting duties, place kicking duties.
Kicking off for the Lions, number 30, Taylor Crabtree.
And we are back. We apologize, having some technical issues with the internet service here. So that's how we broadcast on radio and also through the video stream. So I don't know if the video stream's having any issues or not. We're back ready to go, getting a thumbs up across the way. And Grayson Pontius comes up on the football at the 35. Sky kick in over in. It's going to angle near side, taking to the 30-yard line on the run, across 35, and spinning around the 40-yard line, getting free, and then drug out of bounds at the 49-yard line. It's going to be, or 45-yard line, I beg your pardon, is Parham. Boy, he has been absolutely a go-to guy. Kendall Parham, a wide receiver from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And by the way, making the tackle is going to be Aaron Boatwright for East Mississippi Community College. So, you know, first games, you know, we talked about it. You know, there's rust with football players. There's rust with officials. There's rust with game official workers, you know, game management, things like that. There's rust with broadcasters, rust with coaches. Just happens, you know. There's still rust on the internet line here in the press box. Hasn't been used in a while. Spot of the football is going to be the 45-yard line for Jones. We're knotted up at 14 apiece. Jones moving from right to left, facing a four-man front. Here's the snap, and it's going to be a toss sweep over on the right side. Phillips has it. This toss from Weaver, and Phillips is going to get about a yard up to the 46-yard line. Defensive front's doing a good job there. We've seen good plays defensively, and we've seen bad plays defensively. Quinn Jones makes the tackle there, but your assessment so far for the defense here through the first 2 quarters and a couple of minutes of the third?
Been in the right positions, just got to tackle. You have to tackle. We've had guys in the right positions. The defensive line has got to break down. They've been.
Here's the snap on 2nd down and 9. Phillips takes it around the right side, and he's going to get close to midfield. I think he does get to midfield, which is EMCC territory, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and medium.
Back to what I was saying, the defensive line has been able to penetrate. However, they're unable to break down and make the tackle, and that's causing them a little bit of problems as the defensive ends. They good rush ends, but they just got to break down and make tackles.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Got to get down to the 45 of EMCC does Jones. Trip receivers near side, twins to the far, so empty backfield. Weaver with a snap, plenty of time to pass it, steps up, and he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be hit hard at the 46-yard line and drop there. He's going to be a yard shy of the 1st down, so decision time now for Jones. It's 4th down and a yard to go at the EMCC 46. Bringing him off his feet is going to be Emmanuel Bridges. Bridges is another one of those names we've called out an awful lot tonight for EMCC. 13:23. It's a minute and a half into the 3rd quarter, and Jones is going to go for it. Weaver takes the snap from the 46, leaves it with Phillips. Phillips busts through the line. He's got the 1st down and more, and it's a foot race, and he's going to win it 10-5. Touchdown Jones. From 46 yards out, boy, he found a hole around that right side of the defensive front, or that offensive line for Jones, I should say, and boy, it just became a V formation with him leading. And he outran everybody to the end zone, and Jones leads it now by a score of 20-14 pending the PAT. 46-yard run, and that's the first rushing touchdown of this game. The other 4 touchdowns all by way of the air. The hold will be by Taylor Wallace. Mike Cruzy will attempt the PAT. He's been successful on 2. Let's see if he can be successful on the 3rd. Waiting the snap back. Here it is, and a penalty flag is going to fly. And whistles are going to blow. It's going to be a false start, so it's going to be a little bit longer of a PAT. We told you about 5 teams from MAC-JC play being in the top 20. East Mississippi leads away at number 2. Northwest is at number 6. Northeast number 9. Holmes comes in at 11. And Copiah Lincoln will be the 5th team at number 18. So they place the football now at about the 8-yard line. Still awaiting the snap back. Here's the snap, the hold by Wallace. Cruzy gets his left foot into it, and it's end over end and through the uprights. Good, and it's 21-14 with 13:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. EMCC trails again. It's been a back and forth affair. We'll be back in 60 seconds. This is the EMCC Radio Network. Hey, Baby Jerry, we're going to keep watch, okay? And we'll try to. Glenn did a good job. We can't tell if we're off or not, so just play ads, and then you can text me or call me. I'd say call me because my texts aren't going. In, and all of a sudden he's like, dang it.
Mike Williams and Barrett need to receive for the Lions.
46-yard touchdown run by Phillips, and it's 21-14. Jones with a lead, but 13:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. We're awaiting the kickoff, and it looks as if they're having to hold it at the 35 because the wind is whipping and swirling here at Sullivan-Windham Field, and the left leg of Cruzy gets under it, and it goes over the head of Merritt out of the back of the end zone. And with that wind behind him, it aided it. EMCC will start from their own 25-yard line.
East Mississippi is going to have to find a way to answer the bell right here. 13:09 in the 3rd, trailing 21-14. Offensively, you got to make some adjustments, mainly catch the football. A lot of drops there in the first half by the wide receivers of East Mississippi. I think you got to find a way, too, to stretch the field vertically.
Mm-hmm. Here's the snap from the 25 by Scott, and looks like Price is going to be dropped off his feet, and it's going to be a loss of about 1.5 yards of the play. His official spot's going to be the 24, so that's going to bring up now 2nd down and 11. And boy, there were more garnet jerseys in the backfield than there were white ones at the line of scrimmage, it seemed, as Brendan Young is going to make the tackle for Jones. They're going to go with a 4-man front. Show him pressure. Take him up. It's thrown. It looks like position is Rogers as they throw at the 3rd line, which is the first down stick. It's going to bring up now 3rd and 11 from their own 24. EMCC moving left to right. The timing just wasn't there on that play all the way around. Trip receivers bunched up near the line of scrimmage here on the near side. One to the far, Price flanked to the left of Scott, who takes the snap from the 24 on 3rd and 11. He's going to be hit. He's going to be sacked back at the 21-yard line, and EMCC is going to have a 4th down and long, and they'll have to punt it away here on their first possession of the 3rd quarter offensively. Making the sack is going to be Brandon Young. Boy, back-to-back tackles for that young man.
Number 45, Brendan Young for the tackle.
Grayson Pontius is going to have to punt this football into the wind. Crabtree in to punt this football. What happened to Pontius?
Taylor Crabtree, the 5'8", 170-pounder from Van Cleve, will stand at his own 6, takes the snap middle of the field, gets it away, and it's not a very good punt, and it's going to be a low-line drive. It's going to bounce and roll all the way to the 49-yard line. Took an EMCC bounce. They talking about college football. Of games, you know, we'll give you score here. Put a leading Buffalo in the 4th quarter. It's about to beat score with 5:13 to go in that game. 48-17. Here's 39 and 5.
Jones there with the in the field behind just for that at the back touch and good is 8 back the ball. When it's no foot and it's
out of the speed able to on the but goes 20. from left to right as the return man is going to get out across the 30 up to about the 32-yard line. And as the umpire will try to figure out who the return man was. Is that Parham?
I believe so. He's slow to get up.
He's hurt. And he's trying to get up, but he's laying on his right side at the 32. And that's going to be the line of scrimmage. The EMCC trails 28-21. The thing about, you know, when EMCC gets down, you don't panic. You're like, okay, things aren't going their way. They're down by 2 touchdowns, but this offense can be so quick strikes. They have 42 snaps at the half. You're Marcus Wood. His goal is when he was offense coordinator to get 80. The EMCC could turn things around on a dime. And all of a sudden you look up and it's still 8:20 to go in the third quarter. It's 28-21. But defense really needs to get the offensive ball back right now.
Absolutely, but at the same time, offense can't go 3 and out.
No.
They've got to establish some rhythm and get some things going.
Here's the snap, and the quarterback going to bring it around the near side. He's going to be hit and dropped at about the 36-yard line, which is the line of scrimmage, and that's Dietrich Hawthorne, the quarterback who's the speedster. The track star is going to be stopped for no gain, so 2nd down and 10 to go. By the way, Lindsey Scott has 3 touchdown passes in this game. All of EMCC's touchdowns have come through the air. Only 1 touchdown for the Jones Bobcats has come on the ground. All their touchdowns, they have 3 touchdown passes as well from Weaver. Back to passes Hawthorne, looking near side. Now he's going to roll to his right. And he's going to square and fire on the run deep down the field, and it is incomplete at the 15-yard line. Both receiver and defender had a hard time locating the football and getting in position. Denzel Bonner, I thought for a moment, might be able to get in position to make the interception, but they just weren't close enough to the football, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 from their own 36-yard line for Jones. They're going to move the ball here on the near hash at the 36. Twin receivers will be to the right. Twin receivers here to the near side. Hawthorne's going to stay out there. EMCC going to get a 3-man front going. Here's the snap. Back to passes Hawthorne. He's going to get rid of it on a screen pass. It is caught out across the 35, and he's going to be hit and knocked off his feet at around the 39-yard line. Making the reception is going to be the tailback Deshaun Smith on the screen pass out of the backfield. Tyree Evans is going to make the tackle.
Defense comes up big right there on 3rd down. It's going to bring up 4th down and 5 for Jones. East Mississippi will have the opportunity here to get the football back with decent field position pending the return here. Back deep to receive is going to be number 3, Kirk Merritt.
Merritt's going to back up inside his own 20. Here's the snap, and the ball was almost on the ground. The punter picks it up, gets rid of it. Merritt's going to fumble it off his fingertips, but he picks it back up. He's going to come to the near side. He has a wall of blockers. He's out across the 35, 40. He's across midfield, inside the 40, inside the 35, near sideline, waits for one more block. 20, 15, puts his hand in his blockers back. He's going to score! Touchdown! About 80 yards out. No flag. 6:35 to go. And we're close to being tied up, pinning the PAT. What an athletic play. That was from about 85 yards. He picked it up around the 15-yard line, reversed his field. He was on the far side of the field, came near side. He had a wall of blockers and went all the way to the end zone. Kirk Merritt with a punt return touchdown for EMCC. And we have a penalty flag at the 42-yard line, so hold your horses, folks. And Buddy Stevens is not happy, which means no touchdown. They don't even have the points on the board. And let's see what this call is going to be. We're about to get the official word. Oh, no. Wow. So prior to the punt,
First down, Jones County.
it was offsides on EMCC defensively. So on the return team, I should say. So that means after the penalty, it's a 1st down for Jones.
That is a kick in the face right there, Jason. Offsides after, oh, that's just heartbreaking. The defense will have to come back out and stand up big again.
And they're going to bring out
stop.
number 14, Chris Weaver. Twin receivers to the near side. One to the far. Phillips in at tailback. Here's the snap from the 46-yard line. They'll leave it. Actually, it's not Phillips. As the tailback's going to go over on the right side. That is going to be Smith. I beg your pardon, Deshaun Smith. Not going to get much out of that. He's going to get probably up to about the 47. So we'll call it a gain of 1. So that'll bring up now 2nd down and 9. Making the tackle for EMCC is going to be Cole Baker.
Got an injured Jones player down on the near side. I think that's number 8. Actually, number 9.
That's Parham.
Parham.
Yeah.
Probably cramping.
He's been their go-to receiver. He's being helped
I think
to
he's
his
just
feet.
cramping.
Yeah. And he's hopping around, and they're going to try to bring him near to the EMCC sideline just to get him off the field of play. It would be a while before they would be able to get him across the field. So they're going to check him out here on the near sideline.
You're going to take him to the locker room.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. So it's more than a cramp. He's in a lot of pain. So 2nd down, 9 to go from their own 47. Ball's going to be on the right hash, moving right to left. Weaver back to pass, steps up and gets through traffic somehow and has a 1st down inside the 40, inside the 35, and he's going to be tripped up, shoestring tackle, and he's going to get down to about the 30-yard line. So 1st down and more. And down to the EMCC 30 is going to be Chris Weaver, the quarterback from Bay Minette, Alabama. Played at Saraland High School. That's in the Mobile area. So Jones County with the 1st down and then some. Get down to the 30-yard line, and then there goes Smith, and he's going to be on his feet still at the 15. Thought they were going to trip him up around the 20, and boy, Jones just will not go down. They have been hard to tackle. You've had to have shoestring tackles, grabbing them by the bottom of their jerseys and pulling them down, and they still will drag you about 3 yards. And so it's going to be a 1st down and goal situation, and EMCC calls a timeout. We can hear Buddy Stevens chewing out a player from up here. As EMCC just has really struggled at times defensively, and they have a timeout, so we're going to keep it here. 5:42 to go here in the 3rd quarter. I want to remind you can visit EMCC's athletics home on the web at www.emccathletics.com. That's for live broadcasts, news, stats, schedules, and more. And you can also follow EMCC on their social media accounts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Periscope. You can also check out the institutional accounts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as well. So the timeout is over. It's 1st down goal to go for the 9 for Jones, up 28-21. 5:42 to go here in this 3rd quarter of play. The 2nd half has kind of really slowed down a bit. Knocking on that north end zone door is Jones. Moving from right to left. Nice crowd on hand for tonight's contest. Nice crowd from Ellisville, Mississippi as well across the way. Twin receivers near side, one to the far. Smith is the tailback. He'll stand to the left of Weaver, who takes the snap for the 9. Fade pattern on the right side, has a receiver, and it's caught. Touchdown. And that's another touchdown through the air. That is the 5th touchdown pass of the game for Jones.
Couldn't tell that number, Jason, is on that far side. My eyes are getting old.
Very corner.
But he did an outstanding job of catching the football with one hand on the back shoulder.
Making the touchdown reception is going to be DeAndre Champagne. And the PAT is going to be blocked, and EMCC is going to pick it up. Down on the far sideline, they're at the 40. It's going to be a foot race. Now to the 40 of Jones. 35-30. Cuts back middle of the field to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, and he's in for 2. And EMCC did it last year, and they do it again this year. Huge momentum swing. It's now 34-23 with 5:37 to go in the 3rd quarter. And I believe that was Denzel Bonner. Yep, Denzel Bonner is going to pick it up and return it for the 2-point score for EMCC. Back in 60 seconds. This is the EMCC Radio Network.
right there and results in a safety.
EMCC now trails by 11 as the kick from the 35 by Cruzy goes through Merritt's hands, and he just kind of swats his right hand at the football. He's a little frustrated over there. Merritt wants a return, but just the way that football is coming off the left foot, swirling in the wind, it's almost kind of like trying to hit a curveball in baseball as he's trying to get his hands. Even if he can catch it cleanly, his body's going to be turned to the side. Yes, carrying him away. He's not going to be able to get a good return. So EMCC will once again start from their own 25. And boy, that sequence of events, a 9-yard touchdown pass with 5:37 to go in the third from Weaver to Champaign makes it 34-21. EMCC blocks the PAT attempt and returns it for 2 by Denzel Bonner. Back to pass on the snap from the 25, caught near side by Jamori Mark, I should say, at the 30-yard line. So a 5-yard gain. Jalen Scott's going to knock him off his feet. So second down and medium. Scott, twin receivers to the left, snaps it from the 30, looks at the left side, now it's going to roll to the near side. It's going to now cut back up middle of the field. He's going to get up to about the 32-yard line, maybe 32 and a half. So it's going to bring up a third down and short. So he was able to gain a couple of yards, about 3 to be exact. So it's going to bring up about a second down and 2. 4:55 to go here in this third quarter play. Scott in the shotgun, twin receivers either side. That's offsides on Jones again. Boy, they were in the backfield before the ball could even get to Scott's hands on the snap of the shotgun. So that'll be a free first down for EMCC, and EMCC needs some positives right now. They've got to get in rhythm, as you said, offensively, because this is going to be one of those tough games to come from behind. You're down 11, which isn't bad, but you've got, what? False start on the offense. So now EMCC will have a third down and 7 as they spot the football at the 27-yard line, their own 27. Ball's going to be placed to the near hash, moving from left to right. Scott surveys that defense for Jones with a 3-man front. Raises his right leg, now takes the snap. They're bringing pressure off the edge from the right side, and he's going to beat that pressure, and he's going to get across the 30, 35, and he's going to be hit hard about the 37, and he's going to go down around the 38-yard line. He's going to have enough for the first down. So he got about 10 yards on the play, knocking him off his feet. Fred Peters for Jones. Boy, they're ready to snap it. First down, 10 to go. Scott in the shotgun. Back to pass over the middle of the field. Gets Mark, and he's caught it, and he's going to dive forward up to about the 41-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of about 4 on the play, or 3 on the play, I should say. So to bring up now second down and 7. Jamori Mark with a reception. Zafram's going to knock him off his feet. Second and 7 from their own 41. Back to pass, looking left, now near side. Now goes over the middle of the field, and he had Mark at the 40, but just overthrew him. So it's going to bring up now a third down and 7 situation for the Lions.
For number 7, Jamori Mark.
Boy, he looked left, right, then went over the middle of the field. Great job of keeping the defense on their heels, but just overthrew Mark at the Jones 40.
It's one of those, if he could have held it just another half second, he'd have hit Mark on stride for a touchdown.
Here comes pressure, and Scott gets rid of it quickly, and it's incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended receiver, was open at midfield, and he just couldn't connect with him. And EMCC spits and sputters on the last couple of plays, and it's now 4th down. And Taylor Crabtree is going to have to come out and punt this football away from Van Cleve High School. 3:51 to go in the third. EMCC is going to give it back to Jones. Their return man's going to stand with his toes on the 30-yard line, far hash. Far hash standing at the 26 is Crabtree, and he gets his foot into it, and it's going to be end over end. It's going to bounce at the 39 and go out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So Jones is going to have it. No return on the kick. So from the 38-yard line, their own 38, Jones up 11, has a chance to add more and really put pressure on EMCC here deep in the third quarter of play.
You know, Jason, it's first game, you expect a lot of penalties, but goodness, penalties that hit East Mississippi have just been at the most inopportune time. Hadn't really hurt as far as yardage, but the number and when they've come, 10 penalties for 56 yards. One has called back a touchdown. You know, another gave a first down on a fourth down. You know, things of that nature. Just got to clean that stuff up.
Here's the snap to Hawthorne, and it's a bootleg play action. Now he's going to spin around and fire it deep down the field. That's a man open, caught 25, knocked off his feet at the 19-yard line. And it's going to be Gabe Rogers who's going to make that reception. Gabe Rogers brought down at the 19, and boy, it's just been big play after big play in the passing game. Hawthorne with a nice throw. Boy, he had play action, spun to his right, and all of a sudden just squared up and fired it deep down the field. A snap for the 19, looking right sideline, fires it, and it's incomplete. And I think he was trying to find Ballard, and it's incomplete, so it'll bring up now second down and 10 for the 19 of EMCC. I'd like to see a stat on how many big plays they have given up through the air. 5 touchdown passes tonight by Jones. Twin receivers near side, twins to the other side. Spotted the football on the right hash, moving from right to left. 13 on the play clock. Now 10 seconds. Hawthorne in the shotgun. He'll have Smith flanked to his left. Twin receivers either side. Snap for the 19 on second and 10. Takes it himself, and he's going to go around the right side, and he's going to squirt around and squirt through there inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. Boy, you just think you have him bottled up and tackled, and somehow he squirts through traffic. You got Johnson who's going to make the tackle for EMCC, and it's going to bring up a third down and 4. 3:02, 3:01, 3 minutes left to go in this third quarter play. 20 on the play clock. Twin receivers near, or trips near side, I should say. Showing pressure on the right side is EMCC. Hawthorne's going to be tackled and sacked back at the 17, 18-yard line. Oh, goodness gracious. And making the sack for EMCC is Dantzler, the transfer from Southern Mississippi by way of Starkville High School. And now he's down too. Boy, this is when I really wish our monitor was working to see the replay. That was just, it almost looked like the running back, Smith, made the sack as well because he was trying to, I think, get Dantzler at the legs, and he just leapt over everybody and made the sack. And he's going to be helped to the near sideline. He's favoring that right leg. Not sure if it's a knee, ankle, or leg injury. But he's helped off by 2 trainers. And boy, he's really key for that defensive front.
Big fourth down right here as Jones will attempt at a 37-yard field goal.
Cruzy will attempt it. Wallace with the hold. Will await the snap. Here it is. The snap, the hold, and the end-over-end kick is going to go wide right. It's no good. Wide right, kicking from right to left, and that's a win for the EMCC defense that time after giving up the big play. They still remain in an 11-point deficit, 34-23 with 2:25 to go in the third quarter. We're going to keep it right here as EMCC comes out onto the field offensively.
Still lots of time. No need to hit the panic button, but you want to find a rhythm somehow. The offense has really not found much of a rhythm tonight. Passing-wise, 18 of 30 right now with 1 interception for 275 yards in the air is our statistics as of right now.
And the snap from the 20-yard line, and it's a screen pass near side that's going to fall incomplete, looking for Tyrell Price. So it'll be second down and 10. By the way, Colin leading in the fourth quarter against Mississippi Delta 31-6. Jones, of course, leading EMCC here 34-23 in the third Also in the third, Gulf Coast hosting Itawamba. It's 42-28, Gulf Coast on top. Lindsey Scott on 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Jones showing pressure up the middle, and he's trying to find Calvin Keys Jr. Throws it a little bit too much in front of him. He dives incomplete at the 25-yard line, so 3rd and 10. Coahoma leading Southwest Community College, by the way, on the road 22-13. Suspended due to weather in the 4th quarter with no score. Hines versus Northwest Mississippi Community College. Scott with the snap, pass pressure, pocket collapses, gets rid of it. Caught by Merritt at the 30. He's going to get away from his defender. He's a track star, and he's going to go find the far sideline. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. The Texas A&M transfer is going to score, and EMCC has pulled even closer. It could be 34-30 after the PAT. Right now, 34-29 with 2:02 to go in the 3rd quarter.
The big thing right there, Jason, no yellow hankies on the field, so that'll keep the points on the board.
Boy, that was his first touchdown.
Kirk Merritt, boy, he put the afterburners on. He's listed as 6 foot 210 out of a reverse transfer from Oregon and Texas A&M.
Waiting the snap back. The hold is by Braden Boykin. And the kick by Taylor Crabtree is through the uprights and good. It's 34-30. EMCC was down by 14, then 11, now down by 4 with 2:02 to go in the 3rd. Quarterback with a kick to Jones. The Bobcats will have the ball when we return. This is the EMCC Football Network. Fair catch. It went off the return man's fingertips, and EMCC will have it at the 32 of Jones, trailing by 4, 34-30, and we have an injured player for Jones. That's their second. You know, Parham usually is on this side of the kick return, and he had to go to the locker room. Chance Tidwell, I believe, was the intended returner, and he's injured as he's walking off the field. So EMCC will have it. They're going to spot the football actually at the 33-yard line. Boy, what a turnover there. Jones not protecting the football. Why in the world are you trying to catch it on the run there?
Well, Jason, we're kicking into that wind, and it was one of those, like the old Mississippi State kick there that goes through the uprights and blew back. But that's what happened right there on the kickoff.
From the 33 of Jones, ball on the near hash. Scott with a snap, whistles, penalty flags. And this is 4th, 5th, or 6th. I've lost count now, false starts. And that's going to be on a receiver. That's going to be on Calvin Keys Jr. And so EMCC is going to be backed up 5 more yards. Spot of the football now is going to be the 37-yard line.
There's no excuse in that. When you're a wide receiver, all you do is watch the football. You don't have to know the snap count.
So 1st and 15 from the 37. Scott in the shotgun, ball near hash. Looking left to right now as he snaps the football, pump fake. He's going to run away from 2 would-be tacklers, and now he's going to throw it down the sidelines, far side, and his receiver is undercut at the 19, and he's hurt. The ball, well, he's going to get up now. I think he was more of just frustrated. Lindsey Scott had a man open at the 20 and overshot him out of bounds, and then the receiver who took the shot's going to come out now, I believe.
That was Dorian McLaurin.
That's McLaurin wearing jersey number 4. His jersey was wrinkled and hard to see his number. Now you can see it plain as day on his back. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Price is going to be flanked to the left of Lindsey Scott. The LSU transfer takes the snap on 2nd down and 15, and the ball's going to be batted down incomplete. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 15 from the 37. And ever since that false start, it just seems like EMCC. Of course, granted, that was before the first snap, but they had all that momentum.
That's right. Penalties are momentum killers, and that's what has happened tonight for East Mississippi. The penalties have really killed the momentum. 11 penalties for 61 yards as of right now.
The snap on 3rd down and 15 from the 37, firing it over the middle, intercepted at the 20. And going over on the far side of the field is the defender, and he's out across midfield, and he's going to be run out of bounds, chased out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Derek Hawthorne, I beg your pardon, number 6, the linebacker, makes a reception. That's 2 interceptions thrown by Lindsey Scott, just threw it in coverage.
Yeah, he threw that into double coverage. That was just not a smart throw right there on 3rd down. You had an opportunity to either throw it away and at least, pin them deep or something, but live for the next down rather than try to force the issue. And now you give back the momentum that you had, and they have the ball on your side of the field.
Down inside the 45 at about the 43. Here's the snap, and it's given to Smith. Smith is going to go around the right side, and he's just pinballing off folks. Gets the 1st down and more as he gets inside the 30. We have a penalty flag. Let's see what this is. But Weaver just handed it off to Smith, and everybody just watched him do his thing. 77. And 77 for Jones. That's going to be Nick Vines, the offensive lineman, the sophomore out of Hattiesburg. Played at Oak Grove. He's 6'4", 311. He's going to jump just a bit. Or as a whole, I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a huge mark off.
Again, though, tackling a bit of an issue right there.
A huge issue.
You've got to wrap up. Too many going for the big hit, but not wrapping up. Just need to be fundamental and wrap up till the cavalry gets there at least and hang on.
As I said, he was just pinballing off folks. 4 down. Lineman for EMCC. Screen pass right side to Smith, and boy, this time he's going to be hit, and he's not going anywhere. And they both look like they body slam each other, and a little jawing going on across the way on the far sideline, and EMCC is going to have a negative play there on Jones.
Duke Upshaw on the tackle, I believe.
Upending Smith on the screen pass. So it's going to be another huge loss, and so now it's a 2nd down and a country mile down to the 39, their own 39. They've got to get to the EMCC 33 for a 1st down. They fake the pitch. Going right up the middle is going to be the quarterback, and he's upended around the 45-yard line. That's Weaver. And now pushing and shoving going on. Weaver's going to push the EMCC's Joseph Anderson. No flag. And so 46-yard line is going to be the spot of the football. It's going to bring up 3rd down and still long.
It's going to be 3rd and about 22.
Yeah, you're correct. 3rd and 22 for the Bobcats.
Big 3rd down. You can't afford a big play, especially you can't give them a 1st down, but you really don't need to let them back across midfield here for 4th down, because then, they've got an opportunity to really pin you deep. And they're going to let the quarter run out.
Yeah, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and we're going to go to the 4th quarter play with EMCC trailing by 4. 34-30, and it's going to be a 3rd and 22 for Jones as they have it at their own 46. They've got to get down to the EMCC 33. We have a penalty flag, though.
Jones, 1 second left in the quarter.
Oh, goodness.
Timeout Jones, 1 second left in the quarter.
Why would you do that?
Play clock was about to give them
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was synced. I remember seeing it as I was counting down the clock. So they had to call the timeout, so there's 1 second left. We're going to keep it right here, and let's take a look at scores from around NCAA play. A couple of games going on tonight. One that we need to keep our eye on is Ohio State. Boy, they were struggling earlier with Indiana, and with 9:55 to go in the 3rd quarter, they still trail Indiana 14-13. Minnesota with a win over Buffalo, 17-7. Wake Forest defeats Presbyterian 51-7. Cincinnati on top of Austin Peay by a final score of 26-14. Arkansas into the 3rd quarter up 35-0 over Florida A&M. 12:02 to go in the game. You've got UConn leading Holy Cross by a point, 21-20. North Dakota trailing Utah 37-16 with 2:37 to go in the fourth quarter. And Oklahoma State, number 10 in the country, blowing out Tulsa 52-17. So with 1 second to go in the third, Weaver back to pass on third down, fires it deep down the field, and it is intercepted at the 15-yard line by EMCC, bringing it out across 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, staying on his feet and going down around the 49-yard line as time expires here in the third quarter.
Pass is intercepted.
And EMCC with Joseph Anderson makes the interception, and he returns it from the 15 all the way back to the midfield area. We understand that you just missed this just a moment ago, but Anderson, Joseph Anderson that is, a 6'3", 195-pound freshman from Johns, Mississippi, returns an interception on the final play of the third quarter from the 15-yard line of EMCC all the way to the 49 of Jones. And now they're going to swap into the field as we start the fourth quarter of play. EMCC trailing 34-30, and that was a momentum swing. Again, EMCC has given up some big plays on defense, but they've also made some big plays on defense as well. It was 3rd and 22, so Weaver, all he had to do, he just had no choice but to chunk it down the field. He threw it middle of the field, and number 17 stood there all alone.
Well, Jason, now not many toes left on the foot of the offense to take the momentum.
Scott snap from the 48, pump fake. Now he's going to run it around the right side, and he has a lot of green. He's going to have the first down, and he's going to walk out of bounds around the 35-yard line of Jones. So first down, 10 to go. Nice run of a 10-yard plus run for Lindsey Scott. So he's able to get about a 13-yard gain there. Twins near side, Twins to the far. Here's the snap, screen pass near side, caught Calvin Keese Jr., and he's going to take it inside the 25. He's going to have enough for the first down, gets down to about between the 23 and 24-yard line. You talked about rhythm, and they're in it right now.
Yeah, you got to keep up with that rhythm right here. Maybe try an outside stretch play right here.
Ball near hash. Scott with the snap, great protection, throws it underneath, caught 20-yard line, and that's going to be Merritt. Stays on his feet as he tight ropes the sideline inside the 10-yard line down to about the 7. Boy, this offense looks focused right now, folks. So first down, goal to go from the 7. Mark's going to check in and play some Merritt. He's going to line up at slot receiver on the far side.
Show some poise right here, no panic.
Twin receivers near side. The snap from the 7. Scott's going to leave it with his tailback. He gets to the 5-yard line and bowls his way into the end zone. Touchdown, EMCC, Tyrell Price. And the Lions have regained the lead. 7-yard touchdown run. And it's now 36-34 pending the PAT. The first rushing touchdown for EMCC in this game. Scott, you know, he's thrown 2 interceptions, but he's also thrown 4 touchdown passes. But now it's time for the ground game to get in on the action, and Price with his first touchdown of 2017.
That was a 7-yard touchdown run by
Tyrell Price. Oh, and they bobble the snap, and it is through the uprights. Anyway, Taylor Crabtree just got it over the crossbar as it just looped over, and EMCC is up by 3, 37-34. 14:05 to go in the game. Back with the kick to Jones in a moment. This is the EMCC Radio Network.
Oh, no problem. I got some third quarter stats.
Excellent. Seconds. Back here at Sullivan-Windham Field, fourth quarter action. It's 14:05 to go in the game. 37-34. EMCC has regained the lead. They were down by 14, and they were down by 11. Then they were down by 4, now up 3. Crabtree's going to come up on the football and kick it from the 35. It's high, end over end, and it's going to sail towards the end zone, and it's going to land in the C in EMCC in the north end zone, and that wind is to the back. And as you said, that has caused some problems in the special teams game. And so starting from their own 25, moving from left to right will be Jones. Tyrell Price, 7-yard touchdown run. Last year, Price scored 6 touchdowns. This is his first of 2017. He had 71 carries for 393 yards, nearly a 33-yard per rush average. We certainly hope that Grayson Pontius is going to be okay. You know, on the play that ended the first half, there was 1 second left, and Pontius was injured, being tackled with the football after the field goal attempt was botched on the hold. Here's the snap, and that's Hawthorne. He's going to turn and leave it with his tailback, who's going to get a yard out to the 26-yard line. Couldn't tell if that was Smith or Phillips. I think that's going to be Phillips. It is. So Scott Phillips with a carry. We've seen a lot of Smith in this game, though. Rashid Jackson's going to make the stop for EMCC. 2nd down and 8. They're going to give him 2 yards up to the 27. Hawthorne's going to be in the shotgun with twin receivers near side. Trips to the far, so empty backfield. 4-man front for EMCC. On the snap, back to pass. Pocket collapses, and he's going to be dropped at the 20-yard line. His knee goes down. He jumps right back up and continues to run, but his knee went down at the 20, and that's going to be a loss of 7 on the play. And making the sack for EMCC is Tyrone Clemens out of Laurel, Mississippi.
How big does that make this 3rd down right here, Jason? It'll be 3rd down and 15. The ball will be on the 20-yard line.
The nose of the football on the 20. It's a 7-yard loss, making it a 3rd and 15. It was 2nd and 8 after the sack, making it 3rd and 15. Twins either side of the field, ball spotted middle of the field at the 20. Pocket collapses, stepping up, pump fake, and keeping it himself and trying to get to the far sideline. He's not going to have the 1st down, but he's just weaving around folks, and they're making contact but can't get him down and finally do around the 30-yard line. So it's going to be about a 10-yard scramble, but not enough for the 1st down, and it's going to be 4th down. And so coming out to kick this one away will be Taylor Wallace, and making the tackle, Duke Upshaw. Back deep to receive is going to be Kirk Merritt out of Louisiana. Played at Oregon and Texas A&M before transferring here to EMCC. He's going to walk up a few steps on the far hash and have his toes on the 35. Here's the kick, and it's going to go to the left side and bounce at the 37. And it's going to be down at the 30-yard line. So EMCC will have it their own 30, moving right to left here in the 4th quarter, up by 3. 37-34 with 11:58 to go in this game. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the EMCC Football Network. Field 37-34, EMCC on top. Scott with the snap from the 30, looking near side, fires it, and it's caught at the 34 and rolling up to the 35-yard line after the reception is Dontario Drummond, who has a touchdown reception in this game. He scored the first touchdown of 2017 back with 2:39 to go in the 1st quarter. Scott with 4 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions, leading his offense now on 2nd down and medium. And now we have a penalty flag, and it's going to be another false start on EMCC. So take those 5 yards back and make it 2nd down and 10 now. It's almost like an incomplete pass on 1st down. And that's going to be against Jacoby Jones, 6'2", 285, the freshman from Starkville High School. Won a state championship in his career with Ricky Woods as the head coach, who's now back at South Panola. Spot of the football, the 30-yard line, ball near hash. Scott with the snap, looking right, now left, pump fakes left. He's going to keep it himself to the right, and he's going to slide and be down at the 35. So he got those 5 yards back, but now it's 3rd down. So basically it's just all canceling each other out. 11:08, 11:07, clock rolling in the 4th quarter. EMCC up 3. They need a 1st down here. They've got to keep this drive going and eat some more time off the clock. With the snap, back to pass to Scott, rolls to the right, penalty flag flies and throws it, and it is broken up incomplete at the 49-yard line. And this is in the neighborhood of a hold with this penalty flag here. And Tyrell Price is wanting an explanation.
Holding.
Yep.
51 offense.
Yeah, it's going to go against Jacoby Jones. That's 2 penalties here on this drive. And if I'm Jacoby, I don't even look to the near sideline. So
Really think about going to the other sideline. 2 penalties on 1 drive, both really hurting the momentum and basically killing the drive right there.
And Buddy Stevens has found him. Hey, he didn't even try to walk away from, you know, some act like they don't hear the coach and they're trotting away. Jacoby Jones walked right to him. Taylor Crabtree's going to punt this one away, standing at his own 20. Here's the snap, the kick, and it's a high kick that's going to hang up there just a little bit. And Kendall Parham's going to have to run after it, and he's just going to let it roll, though, because if he picks it up, he's going to be tackled. And it's going to roll dead near the 2-yard line. Oh, my goodness, Mr. Crabtree, have yourself a punt. And that's going to draw the applause of the near sideline.
And
that brings
from
back
the
memories
booth right there, he channeled right there. That was a great job by Taylor Crabtree. High spiraling punt, got an outstanding roll, but 62 yards on the punt. No return, and the ball will be down on the 3-yard line.
Didn't your brother have a 70-yard kick, but you picked with him that it had like a
Everybody loves a 60-yard roll. He kicked it down a hill.
Oh, goodness, you're crazy. So spot of the football is officially the 3-yard line, their own 3. Put an asterisk by that play there. EMCC up 3. That's a big play, putting this offense in the shadow of their own goal post. Weaver with the snap. Play action. Fires it, and it's batted away at the last second from someone who was 5 yards away from Parham, the intended receiver.
Quinn Jones.
Quinn Jones, yeah, you're exactly right. He just skied up and got his fingertips on it, or that would have been a completion to Parham for a first down. Parham was open. He had position on the defender for EMCC, and Jones getting his paw up there and his fingertips knocking it away. 15 on the play clock. 10:34 to go here in this game. Clock stopped because of the incompletion. They leave it with Smith. He goes straight up the middle, and he's going to get close to the 5-yard line, so a gain of 2 on the play. So that's going to bring up now 3rd down and long for Jones. I beg your pardon, that's going to be Scott Phillips, the ball carrier. Kind of look similar in size, but one's 22 and one's number 4. Phillips will remain out there. Clock rolling now, 10:07 to go in this 4th quarter of play. Weaver's going to shout out instructions to his offensive line. Twin receivers to the left, 1 receiver near side. Will snap it from the 5, play action, looking left, now rolls to his left, squares and fires it back to the right, and it is batted away at the 5-yard line. Oh my goodness gracious. Kilo Sweeney, a defensive back from Bentonia, Mississippi, played at Yazoo County High School, made a great play there. Thought he was going to step in front of it, maybe bat it up to himself for an interception. He was just trying to play keep away that time, and now Wallace is going to have to be backed up with his heels on the chalk in the back of the end zone.
Into the wind.
And he's kicking into the wind, as you mentioned, and that's going to be a difficult task as Merritt's going to stand at his own 47, backing up to the 48. Taylor Wallace will take the snap in the M and EMCC, and he's going to kick it high into the air, and it's end over end. And it is going to bounce and take an EMCC roll to the 15-yard line. My goodness gracious, that looked more like the kick that Mississippi State tried the Egg Bowl in the 80s that got blown back. It went straight into the air, end over end. And EMCC has it 1st down, intend to go from the 15 of Jones. And boy, I tell you what, special teams momentum and favor has now slid over to EMCC just because of where you're going on opposite ends of the field.
The bright side, there was no return. The bad side, it was 10 yards.
Yeah.
East Mississippi has outstanding field position. 1st down and 10 from the 15.
Got to punch it in here and go up 10. Here in the 4th quarter, and that'll put the heat on Jones. Back to pass. Here's pressure. Now firing it towards the end zone. Oh, goodness. Almost there. Looking for Brandon Rogers.
He was there. Scott just missed him.
Just missed him. You're exactly right. Just threw it about 2 feet, a little bit too far to his right out in front of him. So 2nd down, 10 to go from the 15. Boy, we could see that one opening up. We're about to explode here in the booth. 9:33 to go in this game. Clock stop. Ball near hash. Here's the snap. Scott looking to the right. Slip screen. Caught. EMCC has it inside the 10, inside the 5, and he's going to be knocked off his feet as he rolls down to about the 1 yard line. The 2 is going to be the official spot. Is that Calvin Keys Jr.?
I think it was. I'm not totally sure. That was a mass of humanity.
He is sprinting off. No, I beg your pardon. That is Rogers. That was Rogers. Yeah, wearing number 12. From the 2, the snap to Merritt in the shotgun, and he is going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage. No gain. So it's going to bring up now 2nd down and goal to go. The EMCC knocking on that north end zone door. Merritt is going to stay out there. Here's the snap to him. Goes around the right side. Whistles blow. And if this is a false start, Buddy Stevens is going to have a connection.
On the wide receiver out wide.
Another wide receiver, and that's Wallace.
Illegal substitution.
No, illegal substitution. A bigger. That's on defense. So we were bad wrong. So it'll remain 2nd down. They're going to move the football to the 1 yard line. Merritt's going to stay in there in a wildcat formation. He'll have Price flanked to his right. Twin receivers to the right, one to the near side. Here's the snap. Goes around right side looking for the end zone. He gets in there. Touchdown. He walks in. Kurt Merritt for the 2nd touchdown of this game. One through the air and the other on the ground in the wildcat formation. He walks it in from 2 yards out. The second rushing touchdown for EMCC, and they're up 43-34 pending the PAT. He didn't have to really show any speed. He just showed some patience that time, following his blockers and then walking into the end zone.
Showed a lot of poise right there and just got behind that big mass of humanity, and then they walled it off, and he was able to just stay on the edge and just walk on into the end zone. Put the Lions up 43-34, pinning the Crabtree extra point.
Snap is back. Here's the hole. The kick is through the uprights, and Taylor Crabtree makes it good, and it's now 44-34. EMCC up 10. Back in 60 seconds. This is the EMCC Radio Network. I'm sorry? Yes, yeah. You've done excellent, Jaron. You might can run Saturday's pregame show on your own. No, it's more to it than that. It's not hard, but it's more to it than that. It's a different kind of pregame show.
Got to catch the Miller Lite commercials.
Stop. And here's the kick, and it's going to be a high end over end kick, taken on the far side inside the 10-yard line, and Parham's trying to reverse his field, come near side. He's going to be tripped up off his feet around the 17. So it's about a 10-yard return.
Crabtree's kick sails 58 yards.
So
Return by number 9.
good job that time by EMCC's kick coverage, only allowing a 10-yard return when Boy Parham, he was trying to reverse his field, and that can spell danger with his feet.
Absolutely. Defense, if they can come up big right here and get another 3 and out, you really have the opportunity for that East Mississippi offense to put the dagger in here in the 4th quarter.
Here's the snap from the 17. Fires it near side, caught by Parham at the 20-yard line. So about a 4-yard return. I think we're going to have a face mask penalty here on EMCC, as Parham was slow to get up and he was holding his head.
Parham has been the go-to guy for the Jones offense all night long.
34 defense. 15 yards from the end of run. First down.
First down, Jones County. I'm not trying to move today.
So it's going to be a 15-yard penalty on EMCC, and it's going to give Jones pretty good field position as they're going to spot the football at about the 37-yard line near hash. So trip receivers to the far side, one to the near, or excuse me, trips to the far side. And now we're going to throw it over on the far side. Penalty flags flying, whistles blow.
That's going to be a false start.
So they're going to back them up 5 yards now after the false start penalty. 8:39 to go here in this game, and it's going to go against Jericho Morris, the receiver out of Crystal Springs, Mississippi. Played at Crystal Springs High School. So Jones now with first down and 15 to go. Spotted the football at the 32 now. Their own 32 near hash. Here's the snap, and it's going to be handed off by Weaver to Smith, who comes near side out across the 35 up to about the 39-yard line. So a gain of 7 on the play, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and long. Kilo Swinney is going to make the tackle for the Lions.
Number 4, Deshaun Smith on the carry.
Deshaun Smith will stay out there and be flanked to the right of Weaver with Tripp stacked to the left side. Now he's going to snap it, take it himself, bring it around near side, and going to be popped at the 40-yard line. So a gain of 1. I beg your pardon, it was 2nd down, not 3rd. So this will now be 3rd down. 3rd down and 7. After Weaver's keeper with 7:50 to go here in this 4th quarter of play.
Big 3rd down right here for the defense. They can hold them right here.
3rd down.
Empty set with Trips to the left, Twins near side. Spotted the football at the 41. Back to pass, looking left, firing over the middle of the field, off the fingertips at the 45-yard line of the intended receiver. And that was Barrett Barham, a sophomore, 5'10", 186 out of Clinton, Mississippi. And, you know, he was 2 yards shy of the first down, running laterally near side, but I think he would have had enough room to be able to get the angle to get the first down. So that's going to bring up a 4th down now, 4th and 6, and
Jones leaving the offense out on the field. It's kind of it's getting late in the game. Defense can hold them right here. Offense has got an opportunity to put the dagger in.
Phillips comes back out at tailback. Boy, this is a gamble here from their own 41. Trips not stacked to the left side. Looking left side is Weaver. Weaver's pressured. Weaver's going to be hit and dropped at the 38-yard line. Another big sack by this defense. And coming up and leading the charge that time is going to be Cole Baker out of Birmingham, Alabama. Transfer from Delta State, played at Clay Chalkville High School in Alabama.
Number 47, Eric Kitchen on the tackle.
I beg your pardon, that's also Eric Kitchen in there as well. There was a couple of guys around that play. 7:25 to go, 4th quarter, 44-34, 10-point lead.
Okay, gotcha.
Offensively, let's see what happens. Oh, we're off.
Here's the snap by Scott, looking to the right side, and he's going to fire it to the right side, caught by Merritt. 30-yard line. He's going to tightrope the sideline somehow and stay on his feet with traffic around him. 3 guys for near him, and he gets down to the 21-yard line. 1st down and 10 to go for EMCC at the Jones 21. EMCC moving the football up 10 with 7:13 to go. EMCC, if they punch it in here, it's going to be really hard for Jones to get back into this game. So snap from the Jones 21. They leave it on the ground. Price goes right up the middle. Price is going to drag tacklers down to the 10-yard line, staying on his feet to the 5, and they roll down, spin him down at the 3. Tyrell Price just dragging folks inside the 5-yard line, Glenn.
Yeah, he just did an outstanding job, just refused to go down.
1st down and goal to go. They give it to Price, goes right back up the middle. This time, though, he's going to be stopped around the 2-yard line, gain of 1. 2nd and goal to go from the 2. 6:40, 6:39, 6:38. Clock rolling. EMCC looking to punch it in here as they have it now. 2nd down and goal to go from the 2. Looking back to the near side is the LSU transfer, Lindsey Scott Jr., who transferred actually just a couple of weeks ago here to Scooba. We'll have twin receivers here to the near side. There's 13 seconds left on the play clock, and Buddy Stevens is talking with the line judge. 9 seconds. And EMCC may just wait and call a timeout here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and a timeout is going to be called. And so with 6:03 to go here in this 4th quarter, EMCC is going to talk about it. We're going to return in 30 seconds. Back to Sullivan-Windham Field. This is the EMCC Football Network. And it's EMCC on top by 10, 44-34. You know, EMCC, obviously, we've seen this in the first game. They're not a well-oiled machine, but they have that potential to be so. And I think once this team continues to work together and continues to practice, play games, they're going to get better and better as the season goes on. This Jones team, I agree with their coach, Coach Buckley. They could do great things here in 2017. Here's the snap from the 2. It's a Wildcat. Merritt again goes around the right side, gets towards the pylon. He's not going to get in the end zone. They push him out of bounds around the 1-yard line. Now there's pushing and shoving. And you can't do that when you're in this situation. If you get a penalty on you, that's going to back you up 15 yards and you're at the 1-yard line and you have it 3rd and goal. You got to compose yourself, and not much escalated, but other than a big shove. So it's 3rd down, goal to go from the 1. Merritt's going to remain in there at quarterback in the Wildcat formation. They're showing pressure. Here's the snap. Merritt's going to be tackled and dropped back at the 8-yard line, or the 7, I beg your pardon. Oh, goodness. He had nowhere. It's like he stopped, backed up a step, and just was swarmed and thrown on his back. The Jones defensive front penetrated, and there wasn't anything that Merritt could do.
That's something that can't happen right there. You get it 1st and goal.
Yeah.
You got
to put your foot on the throat.
Yeah, you got an opportunity to put this thing away.
24-yard attempt now for Taylor Crabtree. We'll wait. The snap back. Here it is. Nice hold and nice kick, and it's going to go through the uprights. But the wind at his back, and EMCC now leads it by 13. 5:07 to go in the game. EMCC up 13. Back with a kick to Jones in 60 seconds. This is the EMCC Radio Network. Crabtree gets his foot under it, and it's going to angle to the far side from the 35, taking it to the 5-yard line, 10, 15, 20, showing speed up to the 25. Now staying on his feet, ball comes flying up, and there's a scramble for it around the 35-yard line, and I think Jones is going to fall back on it at the 35. Boy, things worked out for the Bobcats there.
Yeah, the ball goes straight up in the air, and it was a mad dash for it, but Jones come back down with it at the 36-yard line. They'll have it 1st down and 10 right there. 4:56 to go in this ball game. 47-34 is your score. East Mississippi on top. It's been a game of kind of back and forth and some sloppiness. Penalties always plague the first game of the season. 13 penalties for 81 yards for the Lions.
Here's the snap to Hawthorne. Going to leave it with Phillips, and Phillips is going to be hit, but spins to his right and is able to dive forward up to the 38-yard line. Boy, he made something out of nothing there for sure. It looked like they were going to maybe drop him for a loss, but he was able to squirt through for about a 2-yard gain.
Tackled at the 38-yard line.
So from the 38, it's 2nd and 8. Ball spotted left hash. Here's the snap to Hawthorne. He's going to pull it from the belly of Smith, come to the near side. He has some blockers, gets to the corner, gets across the 45, stops on a dime, goes to his left, and gets up to about the 46, enough for a 1st down. I talk about water bugs a lot sometimes to describe a shifty runner out there, and that's exactly what it looked like. He stopped on a dime and went from his right to left in a matter of milliseconds. Well, they may say they're going to call a timeout and measure. They're going to bring the chains out. Well, the head linesman, or excuse me, head official saying first down. So it is a first down. I thought it should be a first down. I think that's the correct call. No need for a measurement.
46 results in a first down, Jones County.
So Jones County going to take it up to the 46, their own 46, moving left to right. Trailing by 13 with 3:52 to go. Here's the snap by Hawthorne. Leaves it with Phillips. He goes straight up the middle, gets up to the 49-yard line, so gain of 3. That'll bring up a second down and 7. 3:40, 3:39, clock rolling here, fourth quarter. EMCC, as I mentioned, up 13, 47-34. Opening ball game of the 2017 season.
A gain of 3 yards. Second down and 7.
The Lions will be at home next week facing Mississippi Gulf Coast. Mississippi Gulf Coast was leading Itawamba when we checked the score earlier. Parham in motion from near side to far, and we have some movement on that offensive front for Jones, so that's going to back him up 5 yards. So it'll be now a second down and 11. The guilty party, Nick Vines, 6'4", 311-pounder out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. That's good. It's the second time he's been flagged for a false start. You don't want to get one, but boy, if you get multiple, if you're on the offensive line, that's bad news.
That's right. Chasing some scores around the league. Colin defeats Delta 31-6. Itawamba trailing Gulf Coast 42-35. That game's in the fourth.
Here's the snap. EMCC stunning, and now it's going incomplete. Boy, I thought at the 40-yard line of EMCC, the Lions are going to knock that one down. Then it went into the belly of the receiver, or his hands, I should say, and it falls incomplete. The intended receiver that time was Jonas Spivey out of Lewin, Mississippi.
Another game gone final. Coahoma defeats Southwest 35-20.
Twin receivers near side. Twins to the far. Spot of the football, middle of the field. And now it's a screen pass caught by Smith, and he tries to back up, and he's going to get away from one tackle and another and get out across the 46 up to about the 47-yard line. So it's going to bring up fourth down and about 9. Well, you talked about missed tackles. Boy, they had Smith wrapped up and just let him go.
Yeah, it's things you have to work on this week. Tackling, cleaning up penalties. Not just normal penalties, but dumb penalties. You know, false start on your receivers. I mean, things like that. Got to clean that up.
So it's fourth down and 9. 2:14 to go in this game. They fire it deep down the far sideline, and it's the receiver and the defensive back got caught up. It looked like the receiver was tackling Duke Upshaw. So that's fourth down. So it's going to give EMCC the football at the Bobcat 47-yard line with 2:08 to go. Do you think EMCC is going to now slow it down, play a little ball control offense?
Let's run some outside stretch runs here. You know,
that was a joke.
I know, but I'm saying that's what I would do. But
yeah, we're going to see Lindsey Scott back out there. You know, he did some things wrong tonight, but he also did some really great things as well. And I think he's one of those that we talked about. He's going to get better and better. As he, you know, this is a guy who hasn't been through a spring or even a complete summer here at EMCC, and they're going to an inside handoff to Mark, who Jamori Mark's going to get down to the 43-yard line. So, yeah, they're going to run the football there and eat some clock. Under 2 minutes to play in this game, 1:55, 1:54. The EMCC up 13, 47-44. And EMCC slowing it down just a little bit. Trying to put one in the record books. Buddy Stevens trying to become the all-time winningest coach at East Mississippi Community College. Here's the snap to Scott, who's going to hand it off to Mark, who puts his hand behind his blockers. He's going to bounce out to the near side, to the 35, and he's going to be tackled out of bounds at around the 31-yard line. Boy, he went straight up the middle and put his hands on the back of his blockers, trying to keep himself up and balance himself, and then bounced it near side. Glenn was able to make something out of nothing.
Yeah, Mark's that type of back. He's real small, real short, and he gets behind those big offensive linemen and can hide. You can't really find him back there, and that's what happened right there on that run. As he was able to hide behind that offensive line, it was getting an outstanding push, and then he squirted out of there and hit that sideline.
We have a timeout on the field. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the final minute and 15 rather of this game. Well, let's keep it right here. breaking huddle and going back out onto the field. We'll keep it here for the remainder of this game. 1:15 left. The EMCC up 13. They've put 47 points on the board and still been sloppy at the same time. So that's a good indicator that, hey, once they get some kinks worked out, here's the snap offsides. Unless they're going to call a false start. But it looked like Jones got an early step. The last time it looked like that, yeah, it's offsides. The last time it looked like that, though, they said it was a false start on the offense. So defense getting ahead of themselves there just a little bit. So it'll be first down and 5 to go. Spot of the football will be around the 25-yard line of Jones. So EMCC 25 yards away from Pater with 1:11 to go in the season opener of 2017. Twins either side, but all spotted 25 near sideline, or near hash, I should say. And Mark's going to take it up the middle, and he's going to bounce his way inside the 20 down to about the 19-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first down. That'll stop the clock with 1 minute to go. Well, they didn't stop the clock on the first down, so 53 seconds, 52 seconds. Keep it right here for a short post-game show here on the EMCC Radio Network. We won't be talking with Buddy Stevens. He's got a live shot on ESPN coming up pretty quickly after the game. 39, 38 seconds. Here's the snap, and Scott takes around the right side. Has some blockers, going to slide down at the 11-yard line. A penalty flag flies there in the defensive backfield. They're going to stop the clock with 28 seconds to go, and it's going to stop because of this penalty. EMCC is going to win it. It's not official yet, but 47-34. You always have to love winning a ball game, one in which you didn't play well, you made some mistakes, especially mistakes as far as the penalty nature, offsides on the defense, holding on the offense. The penalties are going to offset, so it'll still be a first down. They're going to have the football at the 19-yard line with 28 seconds to go. 26 seconds, now 25 seconds. Clock has started. EMCC slow. They are playing ball control. I like it. In the shotgun is Lindsey Scott. Ball near hash at the 19. Now we have a timeout call by Jones. Why would you do that? With 15 seconds to go.
So that right there is
ridiculous.
Is a little bit ridiculous, and that's what happened when you do stuff like that. 15 seconds left, and it's 1st and 10.
I'll say throw it to the end zone now.
You're being shown mercy right there, and you call the timeout. So don't be surprised if a shot goes into the end zone right here.
And you can't blame Coach Stevens, Coach Boykin if they do. That's irritating. I mean, we're about to run this clock out. You call a timeout when you're going to lose the game. It's a 47-34. But it's all done now, so no use in beating a dead horse. The EMCC is going to walk out back out on the field. Play clock has started. 15 seconds left on the clock. More than likely, this is the final play of the game. Scott will hand it off, and coming around near side and getting down to about the 11-yard line. It's going to be Reginald Hunter Jr. out of Pascagoula, Mississippi, a freshman. Getting a carry, and that's going to run out the clock. And EMCC has now won 12 straight since losing to Jones in the season opener of 2016. The EMCC has settled that score. It's 47-34. Lions on top of the Bobcats in game 1 of the 2017 season. And the reigning MAC JC champs win game number 1, and we'll be back with a short post-game show here on the EMCC Radio Network as Buddy Stevens has now become the all-time winningest coach at East Mississippi Community College. Congratulations, Buddy. This is the EMCC Radio Network.